Can read. Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome to another video, and in today's video I am going to be sharing with you guys my June TBR. It's finally here and I've already prepared for it before the month starts. So I am very confident with this TBR. It's very ambitious, but you know, this month of May I've managed to be really good with my reading, and I've read like 5 books so far and I'm like a third through my 6th. So you know, I think it's good to be ambitious, and I like having a big selection of books to choose from for the month, so we're just gonna roll with it. So I actually have a list here of books that I would like to read. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first book that I'm going to mention, it is a review book. It's an ebook, so I place the picture over here, and this is Call It What You Want by Bridget. So this is going to be her new and latest book, and I was lucky enough to receive it from NetGalley. I love Bridget so much. I love a lot of her contemporary books. She is a fantastic writer, and I'm very much looking forward to reading her new book and just going into it more. So because I read An Ember of the Ashes as a reread, I would really like to carry on with the series, and so I'm putting A Torch Against the Night by Sabata here on my June TBR. I need to continue on with the series. Now that I've reread it and it's refreshed in my mind, I'm so excited to give this a read. No idea what happens in this sequel. I've heard it's a really good one. I'm very excited. I really enjoyed the reread of An Ember in the Ashes. Actually, I loved it. I think I loved it the first time I read it as well, and I really loved it the second time. Fresh in the mind, I'd like to see what happens next. I'm all for it. Another reread that I would like to have is for another continuation. So I read Wait for You by J. Lynn, basically Jennifer L. Armentrout, and so I'd like to read the next book that is in the series, which is Be With Me by J. Lynn. So I've got this one and I'm really excited. I know that there are characters from the first book that do appear in this book. One of them is mentioned on the back of this book, Cam. That's why I wanted to reread Wait for You, so that I can continue on with the second book. And I'm so excited to read this because it's a new adult series. They're like spin-off books but in the series. I've had this for a while, so now Wait for You is fresh. I can't wait to read this. Another book that I would like to actually finally start is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This is my art copy, and it's so shameful that I haven't got around to reading it yet. It's been massively hyped. It's so popular, and that's the reason why I've been holding off of it. I do feel bad that I haven't read it, although I'm completely honoured that I've got the arc of it, which is so rare, and so many people are going to be like, oh my god, you have an arc of Caraval? Like, I want to kill you. So many of you are going to be like, read it now, Katie, you bitch. I'm just going to be like, I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry. I've got the finished copies of the second and the third books. It's spurring me on to read it. I'm actually in the mood for this now, so this is really good. So during the month of June, I am part of this group book with some booktubers, and we are going to be reading the Pretty Little Liars series. I believe we're going to be reading 2 books a month, so 1 book for every 2 weeks. I've only got the first book in physical copy. I've got ebooks for the rest of the series. I'm going to be reading this. This is the actual TV show cover of the book. I've seen the TV show. I have completed the TV show. I love it so much. I'm looking forward to seeing what the book's like, because I've been told the book's very different. So I'll be reading this first book and also the sequel, which I will place the picture over here of the second book, which I will also be attempting to read during the month of June. One book that I would personally like to read during the month of June is a fairly recent purchase actually. This is I Owe You One by Sophie Kinsella. This is her latest book release. I got this with my birthday money, so I've had it since February. I really like the premise of it. Lately I've been really into new adult books, romance books, chick lit books, those sort of things, so this is the perfect time to get this read. I've got an urge to read it, so this will probably be one of the first books that I read during the month of June. Very excited, looking forward to reading it. A series that I would like to continue, which is also on a list of books that I need to read, is the next book that is in the Vampire Academy series. This is actually going to be a reread because I got to, I think, the last book that's in the series and I haven't read it. So this will be a reread. This is the 4th book that's in the series, which is Blood Promise by Rochelle Mead. I loved this the first time round. Can't really remember what happens in it, so I need to give it a reread so I can continue and then finally finish the series. I have another reread here. I have a massive urge to reread this and the other couple of books that I have read during this series. Recently, especially this year, we have had 2 new books that have come out in that series. Can you guess what it is? If you can't, this might be a hint. So I would like to reread Sesame. Whitney would be really, really happy and approving this because I'm Team Warner. I was Team Warner and definitely the first time I read this, so, you know, but guys, loved this book the first time around. Hopefully I'm going to love it again a few years later. So I'm really, really looking forward to giving it a reread actually. But I have a massive urge to. I need to reread this in the 2nd book and the novella book, Unite Me, I think it's called. Then I can go on to the 3rd book, which I didn't get around to reading. But now there's 2 more books released since then, so it's about time. Also on my list of books to read in June, I have Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. I did start reading this last month, which is April, and I'm on chapter 3, so it's very fresh in my brain still, so that's good. I just want to give this a continue. It's the 2nd book that's in the Infernal Devices trilogy, which is also on my list of books that I need to read because I've owned these for so long. So I'm very, very looking forward to reading more of this book. Another book that I would like to continue is also Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, which again I started a couple of months ago. It is still fresh in my brain even after like a month in delay. I'm on chapter 12, page 77. Would like to give this a continue and to get it finally read. I've also owned it for such a long time, so it would be good to get it read too. The next book that's on my June TBR is Isla and the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. How many times have I put this on a TBR? I'm so frustrated, but I'm in a contemporary mood. I'm really looking forward to giving this a read. It's June as well, so it's the perfect season to give it a read. Hopefully I do enjoy it. When I was rooting through my books and sorting my book boxes, I was picking out books I really wanted to read in the month of June, which is good because I'm a mood reader. And so one that I picked out which will be perfect for the Biblio games this time around as a hero. The book is The Supervillain and Me by Danielle Manis. Perfect choice, right? So yeah, I'm really, really excited, really looking forward to it. I've owned this a few months now, so it will be really, really good to get this one read in June. Another book that I pulled out of one of the boxes is Stolen by Lucy Christopher. This book I've recently seen in some people's videos, and I know that it's about somebody that was kidnapped and they fall in love with the person that kidnapped them. And for some reason I'm just super intrigued, but I've owned this for a couple of years anyway, so it would be good for me to get it read. Hopefully I do enjoy it. For a book with a similar sort of theme, I've got Forbidden by Tabitha Suzuma, which I've also owned for a couple of years. This is a forbidden romance book, which I think is kind of ancestral. I'm just in the mood for wrong things in the month of June. Another book that I pulled out is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. Yes, I'm in the mood, like I say, for romance and chocolates and contemporaries, and it's June, it's the month of summer, so yeah, I'm really, really excited. Kiss Quotient, I got this as a birthday present. My boyfriend Ben got it for me, which I'm so super grateful. Thank you, Ben, thank you so much, you're awesome. This I'm really, really excited for. I know that it's about this autistic female woman and she's never really had romance sort of thing. So excited. Another book that I pulled out, one of the boxes, is You by Karen Katniss. I've seen the whole season of You that's been released. I love it. I really, really enjoyed it. Some people, it's kind of like a love-hate sort of TV show. You either love it or you don't. I am one of those people that love it. I was so addicted, I just couldn't stop watching it. Even Ben's kind of got really into it, and he said that he's been kind of watching it too, so I've got Ben into it. But yeah, this is the book to the TV show. So very, very looking forward to giving this a read. It's an adult thriller. Just the way it's written is like, I watch you walk into the bookstore. You fling your hair back as you swish it. Perfume fills the air, like that sort of thing. Really, really looking forward to giving it a read. And the last book that I pulled out of my book boxes is a book that I was recommended. I did purchase this a couple of years ago, but I was recently recommended it because I was like, I am so into these books where there's like love to hate, or like your sort of like best friend's brother or sister sort of thing. And I was just like, please can you guys mention any books? And on Twitter quite a few people mentioned this book, which is Did I Mention I Love You by Estelle Mascamé. This is also known as Dimly, because D-I-M-I-L-Y, so Dimly. So the Dimly series, and it's book number 1 in it. So I only own this one. I don't think I own any other books to it. So yeah, it's actually quite chunky. I've only just realised it, that it's like 400 pages. My goodness. So yeah, another summer contemporary. I'm all for it. So then I got Ben when he was around here the other day. I was like, I like to involve you into my TBR, and so I got Ben to pick out 3 books. 1 book from each of these shelves. So we've got here review books, I've got here paperbacks, and then hardbacks, which you can't really see under the camera. So he's picked 1 from each. He kind of like had a little look around. I sort of picked some out and I was like, this is about this, this is about this, this is about this, and he was like, yeah. So from the review books, which is good because this is a recent one that I've got, is Alice in Wonderland by Simon James Green. So this is the author of No I Can't Even, which I've read. It's so hilarious, it's so funny. If you guys really, really want a contemporary that's LGBT that's so funny, I totally recommend that. And so this is his new and latest book. I'm very, very excited because I loved Noah Can't Even. I'm really glad that Ben chose this book. He then also from the second shelf picked up a Conan Hoover book. I'm very excited about this one. Confess by Conan Hoover. Ben literally like looked at the back of the book and he was like, yep, they're gonna have sex, you can read this book. That's literally the comment that he said. But it's Conan Hoover, she's an author for me, and I'm very, very excited that this is on my TBR. And the hardback that he chose from the bottom shelf is Alive by Scott Sigler. I've owned this for a while, ever since the release actually. And Ben was like, oh, I love those things where people are like trapped in areas and they can't find out. It's kind of like a game. He was like, yeah, that sounds really cool. So yeah, he picked this one. As with every month, I have been unwrapping a book. I use this app that's like a spinning wheel. These are all numbered. I originally had 12, so I've recently renumbered these, and they are numbers 1 to 9 at the moment. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8 and 9. So I'm still going to keep it to 9. I'm not going to change the numbers. So I'm literally, and I'll just show you for guys that haven't seen. Here's the app of the spinning wheel, and all I've got to do is just spin the wheel, and I spin it in front of you guys so you can see the number, and the number that comes up, I will unwrap the book in the video, and that's the book that I've got to attempt to read. I will say attempt because most of the time I don't really read it because I'm a mood reader. So I didn't get to read this month's one, May's book unwrapping, unfortunately. So that's just the way it goes. So here we go, 1 to 9. Let's spin it, see what number comes up. I don't have a number 4, so I'm going to spin that again. Number 7. Do I have a number 7? No, it's another number I don't have. Let's spin it again. 7 again! Stop picking number 7! 4 again! Are you biased? Seriously, just 4 and 7. What is wrong with you? I just don't have 1, finally. Number 1. It kept on landing on the green one for number 4, and then number 7, this yellow one here. So number 1, you guys can see it there. Number 1's right here. Time to unwrap for you guys and see. I have no idea what these books are. I know the book. I know near enough some books that are here, but I don't know which one's in which package, just because of when I was sorting books the other day. so I don't have a clue. I'm hoping it's going to be a good one. I hope it's going to be good. Gonna be good. Ooh, okay. Ooh. Guys, the unwrapped book for this month is My Lady Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brodie Ashton and Jodie Meadows. This is kind of a twist on Jane Austen, I believe. Apparently it's hilarious and funny. Hopefully I'll get time to read it this month. Those are all the books. I've got my June TBR. There's a lot, I must admit. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I don't like odd numbers. I'm going to have to add another book on my TBR because I don't like odd numbers and it makes me feel weird. I'm just going to, there we go, Wither. Wither by Lauren DeStefano is going on my June TBR. 22 books. There you go, 22 books are on my June TBR. Those are all the books that I have mentioned in today's video. Let me know down below in the comments if you have read any of these books and what you thought about them, even if you didn't like them. Let me know what books are on your guys' TBR. Let me know how you're doing with your reading in the month of May. Let me know if you're participating in the Biblio games. If you are, what team are you on? If you would like to know more about the Biblio games, let me know down below what you'd like to know more about, and I will get back to you. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. All of my social media links will be linked down below if you'd like to follow me elsewhere, especially during the month of June. If I'm participating in the Biblio games, I'm going to be very, very active on my social media. So if you'd like to be friends, then be sure to add me and I will be your friend. I'll be your friend. I will. So it's time for me to go. Thank you very much for watching my video. And keep smiling, keep reading, and be happy. My name is Katie, and I'll see all of you wonderful, awesome people in my next video.